We are here. How you doing?
I'm pretty good.
What's your name? Where you from?
My name is Jennifer. I'm from the actual Nashville.
Okay. How old are you, Jennifer?
33.
Okay. And I know they provided housing for a lot of the homeless. But are you essentially homeless?
Yes, I'm homeless.
Okay. What was life like for you? Before you became homeless?
I had a good life. I had a job. Um, I really didn't want for nothing, but I had some things happen that I had really no control of, but it's getting better.
Okay. And now your childhood was good. Did you have both parents growing up?
I did. I
Okay.
did until I was probably in my early teens, and
Okay.
then they split, but they still stayed together.
Oh, all right. Do you have any family or siblings you still talk to?
Um, I have two brothers. One I still talk to. The other one is in the penitentiary.
Okay. And do you have any children?
I'm expecting, actually.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
When will you be due?
Around September, October.
That's great. That's great. And you said it was rough growing up before you became homeless. Uh,
I
what made it
wouldn't.
rough?
I wouldn't say it was rough, but my parents they didn't get divorced or anything, but they stayed separated. So when I was 11, they had split, and it was kind of hard because my brothers are a mama's boy and I was a daddy's girl, and it just kind of took a toll a little bit. I had to grow up fast.
Yeah. Okay. Anything particular led you to become homeless?
Um, when my parents died, and my aunt when she died, which was my dad passed 2 years ago. He was the last one to go, and it was a little rough.
Okay. And I'm sorry for your loss.
I appreciate that.
Do you struggle with any addiction or anything?
Um, a little methamphetamines.
Okay.
I've never been an opiate type.
All right. Well, how often? Well, I want to go back. So, how long have you been homeless?
Um, Probably about 4 or 5 years now.
Okay. All right. You said you struggle a little bit with meth.
Yes.
Was there a traumatic event in your life that made you turn to meth?
Um, when my mom passed.
Okay.
My mom was my rock. She was my world, and I just, I guess you'd kind of say I just let everything go, and I lost control of myself and just didn't care anymore. I guess you'd say.
Okay. Were you introduced to meth?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I was, and I kind of regret the day that I finally let in and just said yes.
Okay. Now, for people who don't know, is meth, smoked or shot, or
It
how do
can
you?
be snorted, it can be shot, it can be smoked.
Okay. So how often have you used meth?
Um, I started off smoking it, uh, and then worked my way up to shooting it. But I don't do that no more, so I'm actually proud of myself. Um, I was probably doing almost 2 3 grams a day.
Okay. Now, when you shot it, was it like always, a clean needle?
Yes,
Okay.
That's one thing I was very sanitary. I don't use after others, and it's always a new one every time.
Have you ever overdosed?
I have not.
Okay. Well, that's great. When was the last time you used meth?
Um, Probably right around the time I found out I was pregnant.
Okay.
So probably 5 months.
All right. And you finding out you're pregnant, that just made you just stop cold turkey?
It made me not want to be like my parents or some of my friends that I know have just fallen off with their addiction and just lost their kids and stuff like that.
Okay. So with you being, homeless, how do you support yourself as far as food or, anything like that?
They do feed us here, but sometimes it's not enough. So I'll work with a couple of my friends, maybe cleaning houses or something like that to provide a little extra income.
Okay. Well, being homeless for all of them years, what's one of the worst incidents you saw being out there?
Um, when someone I cared about very, very much lost his life.
Wow. How did he lose his life?
Um, his best friend was lacing his ice with Fent and whatever else she probably could come across. And one night, she said they went to bed, and then the next she woke up and he was gone.
Wow. How has that affected you?
It makes me really think twice about where you get your stuff from and who you actually really trust.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it was his best friend, and you're
Right.
supposed to be able to trust your best friend.
Right. Anything happened to you personally being out there?
Um, I lost my first child.
Wow.
I was pregnant and I was in an abusive relationship, and I was probably 4 or 5 months pregnant, and I had lost it due to stress and just dealing with some of the factors of being homeless.
Yeah.
Like people just, yeah, it was horrible.
Okay. Now, while you were out there homeless and indulging in the drug, how did you support your habit? Did you also still help clean?
No, I I guess you'd say people would bring me things to buy,
Yeah.
and I would just resell it, I guess.
Okay. In these difficult times, what makes you happy or bring you joy?
Um, the fact that I do have at least one or two friends that do keep me on my feet and keep me motivated, and the fact that I'm actually gonna have this kid,
Yeah.
because I don't want to be anything like how my parents was growing up.
Right. Did you have anything you wanted to be growing up?
Um, a social worker.
Okay.
I like working with kids, and with the way that I grew up and stuff, I could probably relate to some or most kids out there that's probably going through the same thing I used to.
Yeah. And you still can. It's just a small hiccup in your life that you're going to get over.
Yeah, just small hiccup in my life, but more or less some small hiccups turn into many more, and
Yeah.
it takes longer to be able to achieve what I'd like to.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's a start. Once your baby gets here, that journey is going to begin.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm kind of really excited this time.
For anyone that's struggling with addiction or just trying drugs that see this, any advice that you would like to give to them?
It's not too late to turn your life around. It's really not. Maybe one day that you'll hit rock bottom, because everyone does. you'll see it's not really the life to live, especially when you lose everything that ever meant anything to you.
Yeah.
It'll just be an eye opener for you.
Right. Any last story that you've seen out here while being homeless that you'd like to share that may have affected you?
Mm, I mean, I've seen people robbing people that's overdosed, and
Wow.
I've seen more of that less than anything, and it's
Yeah.
just it's not cool. It's
Right.
not cool at all.
Any last thing you would like to say to people that see this that may know you personally or that's just watching this?
I'm glad that I decided to turn my life around, because you never know what could happen.
Yeah.
I could be dead or worse off, and I like living. I like my life, so I'd like to
Right.
continue the journey God has for me.
Yes. Well, I appreciate it. Congratulations on your baby,
Thank you.
and hopefully sooner rather than later, you start to live a better quality of life.
Yes, very much so. I'd like to.
All right, I appreciate it.
No problem.